Well, good morning, everyone. I want to welcome you to the Tuesday, June 30th, 2026 meeting of the Denton County Commissioners Court. At this time, I'd like to welcome Julie Hydock, our Human Resources here at Denton County, our Human Resource Assistant Director. She's on leave on vacations, and our pledges were led by our very own Tax Assessor Collector, Ms. Dawn Way. And if you'll please stand, I'd like to remind everybody to please turn off your cell phones.
Good morning. Please bow your heads with me. Heavenly Father, this morning we come to you with thanksgiving as we celebrate our 250 years as this great nation. Thank you for supplying our founding fathers with a vision and providing them and their families with the strength and fortitude to break away and begin anew. Thank you for the men and women who have fought bravely and made sacrifices throughout history to afford us the freedoms and opportunities we have in America. Please forgive us for often taking those freedoms for granted. Give us the wisdom and the courage to move forward and protect our legacy for generations to come. Supply us with your grace so that we may also show compassion and understanding to those in need. Although we are celebrating, we also come to you today with sorrow for those in Venezuela who are dealing with the devastation from the earthquakes. We grieve with them for the loss of family and friends and pray for continued safety of those who are engaging in search and rescue efforts and assisting with recovery. Shine your light on and through them. Help them find hope and peace in the chaos. Only you, Lord, can bring good out of a tragedy such as this. We may not be able to see your plans, but know that you are always at work. We thank you and praise your mighty name. Amen.
Amen.
Join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And of course, our great state of Texas. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Julie and Dawn. Thank y'all for participating in our meeting this morning. We have a couple folks registered for our public comment forum section of our court meeting today, and I want to welcome them up here. First of all, we have April McGrew, and then that will be followed by Dale Frey. And I do want to remind you, please come forward. Thank you for being here. And I want to remind you that for public comment forums, we have a 3-minute time allocation, so go right ahead.
Good morning, good judge and commissioners. My name is April McGrew, and I'm a Denton County poll worker and resident, and I'm here to support adopting countywide polling.
April, let's be sure that we speak into that microphone or pull it over there. So
Okay.
We'd love to hear you. Thank you for being here. We want to hear what you have to say.
Okay. I'm here to support adopting countywide polling places for Election Day, and because I think it's the right next step for a county that takes elections seriously. Right now, if a voter shows up at the wrong polling location on Election Day, they can be turned away or asked to cast a provisional ballot, and a significant portion of those ballots are never counted. That's a friction point we have the ability, and I'd argue the responsibility, to reduce. During early voting, Denton County allows voters to cast a ballot at any location in the county. Voters use that flexibility every cycle. It's familiar and it works. Countywide polling places simply extends that same system to Election Day. And this isn't theoretical. Collin County, right next door, uses this model, and thousands of voters use that flexibility on Election Day without issue. A county that looks a lot like ours, managing just fine. More than 100 Texas counties participate in this program, counties representing 87% of the state's voters. And I'll tell you, some of those counties are where the cows outnumber the people. So if it works out there, I think we can manage it here in Denton County. These counties maintain secure, precinct-specific ballots and accurate voter records, and they've seen real improvements, fewer provisional ballots, and smoother Election Day operations. This isn't an experiment, it's a track record. It's also worth noting a handful of counties have tried returning to precinct-specific only voting in recent cycles, and it did not go smoothly. They switched back. The direction of travel here is pretty clear. And this is not a partisan issue. Countywide polling places don't change who can vote or advantage any party. They simply allow eligible voters, regardless of affiliation, to cast a ballot at a location that fits their day. Most voters aren't thinking in precinct boundaries. They're thinking about polling locations, the library they pass on the way to work, the rec center near school pickup, the place that fits into a Tuesday. And when that familiar location isn't available on election day, it's disorienting. They showed up where they always have, the rules changed, and nobody told them. That kind of friction doesn't improve security, it just makes voter harder than it needs to be. A consistent system is easier to explain, easier to understand, and easier to trust than one that works differently depending on the time of year. Denton County is growing, and our systems should grow with us. Countywide polling places is a practical, proven step in that direction, and I hope that you'll give it serious consideration. Thank you for your time.
Perfect, good.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, and thank you all for being here. Yes, go ahead and clap. You're welcome to. Next is Del Frey. Good morning. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you. My apologies, I meant to show up last week, but life kind of got in the way. Good morning, fellow county
morning.
commissioners. I left my entire speech at home, so I'm going to try to do this ad hoc off my head. Just like our good friend here who just spoke, I'm here to advocate for countywide voting on Election Day. You know, we have countywide voting during the early voting period, but not on the last day to vote. It's very confusing to a lot of people. We're seeing a lot of people getting redirected. I understand that there have been some people who have advocated for the other way around. I know that the Madam Chair of the Denton County Republican Party was trying to somehow say that that not having countywide voting on Election Day is an opportunity for precinct chairs to somehow get more involved with our elections. But I'll tell you this, as a former precinct chair myself, you cannot loiter in front of a voting location. Trust me, I tried to do poll greeting, and the first time I tried doing it, I forgot that you're not allowed to stand within 100 feet of the door. And you'll get reminded real quick if you not know that. I understand that some will say that accessibility will somehow lead to insecurity in our voting systems. But if someone wants to make that claim, I would challenge them as to saying why accessibility somehow leads to insecurity. We should be able to have both security and accessibility at the same time. In fact, it's the job of this court to maintain the security of our elections. This is a huge problem, particularly in Frisco, Texas, because in Frisco, you know, we have part of our city in Denton County, the other part of Frisco in Collin County. And there's a lot of Frisco residents that accidentally jump over the county line. And when a Denton resident goes to Collin County, they get redirected back into our county, but not all the election workers in Collin County necessarily know the correct location for the polling location for each individual in Denton County. And so we're seeing sometimes people get redirected multiple times when a Denton resident accidentally goes to Collin County, gets redirected back to Denton County, but shows up to the wrong voting location, they get redirected again. It's very frustrating, and I'll be honest with you guys, I don't want to sound cynical, but it feels like voter suppression. It's a huge problem, particularly in Frisco. Now I'm going to switch gears a little bit to a completely separate topic. I do want to give a good thank you to one of our members here when it comes to Frisco. Frisco has been having some really dark days, particularly in our city council, and I want to give a special thanks to someone who showed up and gave some words of common sense to the Frisco City Council. Things have gotten so bad at the Frisco City Council that they have actually terminated their citizens' input for the foreseeable future because of horrible rhetoric that's been stated during the citizens' input during that time. But I want to thank you for your words of common sense, Commissioner. And I want to thank you all for your time and the hard work that you do. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for being
Thank
here.
you for being here.
Thank you, Mr. Frey. Thank you for being here and for expressing your comments. We appreciate that. All right. I do not have anyone else registered for public comments this morning. We have one more? Two more?
Do you have them?
All right. Next is Mr. Kurt Hyde.
There he is.
Good morning, sir.
And good morning, and thank you very much. I would like to speak on behalf of retaining the precinct as the fundamental building block of election integrity. And I know there are some problems that people would like to address. One of them is that, as I understand, we've gotten this at our local election integrity group, that in many places, the system that redirects voters, if they've gone to the wrong place, was malfunctioning. And I think that we should fix that. Another thing I'd also like to do is to find out why we are having instability in our voting locations. I don't know what all the states do, but I do know that in New Hampshire, for example, they have stability, because I lived, because I worked there for about 10 years for a high-tech company, and the same places that I used to vote then are still the same places now. That is real stability, and I think we should try to implement stability in our locations. I think that if we implemented stability, and if we had a better system for making sure it was more reliable for redirecting the voters. Oh, and another one too, I think would really help things would be if about 30 days before the election, we would get a copy of the lists, let's say 2 lists. One would be a list, it's actually the same list sorted 2 different ways. One would be a list of all the precincts and where they go to vote, listed in precinct number. The other one would be the list of all the voting locations and which precincts will be going there. As a precinct chairman, myself, I am also contacting people, and I would like to have a copy of that in my hand too when I go to knock on doors. So, like I said, I'd like to see a better communications of things and stability in our voting locations. And I do thank you, sir.
Perfect, thank you.
And the other commissioners here, thank you.
Thank you, and I've long time advocated for the stability of the locations. We don't always control that, though. All right, next is Lois, is it McDougall? Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. I like that shirt.
Okay. Hi, my name is Lois McDougall. I'm Precinct Chair 1034 out of Little Elm, and I've been an election clerk for several elections since 2020 in Denton County. I'm also on the Denton County Election Integrity Committee. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you against county-wide vote centers. And I'm going to make this point again, which I made last year to this court. Just because there is countywide voting doesn't mean that it's all going to go smooth with vote centers and that there won't be confusion and big disruptions. Here's a few examples of previous vote center chaos. Let's talk about Maricopa County, Arizona. I'm originally from Maricopa County, lived there for many years up to 1988, then moved to Carrollton. My 93-year-old uncle still lives in Maricopa County. He asks me to help him when election time comes, and we discuss the candidates over the phone. So I have close tabs on Maricopa County elections. Here are some facts about Maricopa County, which, by the way, is the second largest voting jurisdiction in the United States, according to their website, with 2.6 million registered voters. In 2020, there were 748 precincts. But for the 2022 midterms and the Carrie Lake election, they shrunk it down to 223 vote centers in Maricopa County. This is where there was substantial machine failure in primarily Republican areas. Here's what happened. Although 19-inch paper was used in 2020, they switched to 20-inch paper for the midterms. There was so much to vote on that they needed extra long paper. However, they acquired new printers that worked fine with a 20-inch paper, but not with the Oki printers from 2020, which they continued to use. So the Oki printers rejected the ballots. What ensued was lots of confusion. Many voters were redirected to other vote centers much further away, or they were directed to put their ballot in box number 3, which ended up not having change of custody. And when they eventually expanded the writing to cover the 20-inch paper, it covered up the date and timestamp. This is really bad for purposes of an audit. It caused a lot of difficulty and confusion. Closer to home, you have probably heard about the failures in Harris County in 2022. The Houston area. Harris had paper shortages and equipment failures in vote centers, causing locations to open up as much as an hour late. In Dallas, in its May 2021 election, it had at least 9 Dallas vote centers open up from 1 to 4 hours late. Think about it. When something big does go wrong, it affects a lot more voters because so many voters are dependent on that one big, beautiful vote center. Obviously, confusion happens in vote centers too, and possibly even on a bigger scale. My sources for this information is for Texas, it's from the Texas Tribune, Texas Scorecard, and WFAA. For Arizona, it's the Gateway Pundit and Jovan Hutton Pulitzer, who is the only forensic expert in the world that has examined 2.5 million actual paper ballots.
Go ahead and finish your sentence.
Thank
We're out
you.
of time. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Appreciate all those comments this morning. All right. Next, let's go to item 3A, which is approval of a resolution commemorating the 250th anniversary of the founding of the United States of America and any appropriate action. And then I know we have some guests here from the Daughters of the American Revolution and the Sons of the American Revolution. If y'all want to come forward. We're excited to have y'all here today. Does anyone, you get the Best Dressed Award, I just got to say. So do y'all want to make any comments before I read our resolution? Does anyone want to speak before I read our resolution? Would anyone?
Can I wear my hat?
Of course
Yes, you may wear your hat, of
Please.
course. Does anyone from y'all's chapter want to speak about your organization? Okay,
Somebody has to say something.
all right.
There we
Well-
go.
There we go.
I'd just like to thank the court for their participation in this and offering us a spot to do the commemorative plaque.
Absolutely.
And couldn't have done it without you.
Thank you. Yes, and we'll be promoting that once, that installation ceremony later this year. We're very happy about that. So this is a court resolution commemorating the 250th anniversary of the founding of the United States of America. And whereas July 4th, 2026 marks the 250th anniversary or semi-quincentennial of the adoption of the Declaration of Independence by the Second Continental Congress in Philadelphia in 1776, simplifying the founding of the United States of America. And whereas the Declaration of Independence proclaimed timeless principles of profound significance to the national heritage of the United States, including that all are created equal and endowed with certain inalienable rights, including life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, and that governments derive their just powers from the consent of the governed. And whereas the founding of the United States established the principle of federalism, emphasizing a decentralized system of government wherein powers are divided between national and state governments, fostering liberty, accountability, and responsiveness to local communities. Whereas the founding of the United States initiated a journey forward, forming a more perfect union marked by historic achievements, struggles, and progress in realizing the nation's founding ideals for all its citizens. And whereas the semi-quincentennial offers a unique opportunity for the people of Denton County to reflect on our shared history, honor the diverse contributions of all Americans, celebrate our heritage of liberty, and look forward to the future we strive to create for subsequent generations. And now, therefore, be it resolved, the Denton County Commissioners Court of Denton County, Texas, recognizes the significant milestone in our country's history and patriotic efforts of the Benjamin Lyon chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution and the Denton Sons of the American Revolution, done in open court this the 30th day of June, 2026, upon a motion by the chair, second by Commissioner Mitchell. Well, I want to thank y'all for being here. I've always enjoyed our interactions with y'all's organizations. I remember we read the Constitution years ago in the courthouse on the square. We spent an afternoon reading that aloud, and I just want to thank y'all for your preservation of history, researching your family genealogy, and the contributions your family lineage has had to the founding and the success of the country, and as it continues now here as your Denton County residents. And so thank y'all for being a part of what we are celebrating here on this special milestone in the history of the country and the life of the county. So thank y'all very much. Do y'all want to add anything to that as well?
I just want to, go ahead, Brian.
No, thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yes, I want to appreciate your advocacy for America, for our country. And as I looked at this proclamation, of course I picked out, endowed, all are created equal with certain inalienable rights. But what I liked most about this proclamation, it says, and that government derive their just powers from the consent of the governed. And I want us to be sure we never forget that you all consent to have us govern you, yes. So thank you for your success. Thank you for all your work you do to continue to make America a great country that we all can live in and appreciate. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Very good. All right, so we have a motion. Don't run off. We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank y'all.
Don't leave yet. No, we're taking a picture. Come on up here, we're gonna take a picture. We definitely can't take one without you in it. Yes, squeeze on in. COVID's over. We're good.
One, two, and three. Perfect.
What a great next.
I'm going to go.
Yeah, no. Good job with the tie. I didn't even think about the tie. That looks good. I like it.
Happy to be here. You gave us when you greet here. Anytime you need.
Thank you. Now you might take over the place you went to, so I took over the place, okay. Look, I got stuff.
Welcome.
It's okay, how was it? I didn't get up, I usually get up at 6:30. I didn't get up to 5 to 7. I went back to sleep.
All right, let's go back to item 2. For any items, members, are there any items you'd like to pull off the consent agenda, or do we have a motion for approval as presented?
Move to approve.
We have a motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Mitchell. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. The consent agenda today consists of item 2A. Actually, there are no order making appointments this week, so there'll be no action on 2A. And we have 2B, which is approval of payroll. Let's go to item 5A, which is approval of the bill report. This is payments from CSCD, Community Corrections, TAIP, Sheriff's Training, Sheriff's Forfeiture, VIT interest, and DA forfeiture funds are presented for recording purposes only. Mr. May, good morning.
Good morning. I have no changes today. Recommend approval as presented.
Perfect. There are no adjustments to that. Or do we have a motion for approval as presented? Motion by Commissioner Mitchell. Second by Commissioner Edmondson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next, let's go to item 6A, approval of the recommendation to reject all proposals for RFP 252886, Denton County Employee Wellness Clinic, and any appropriate action.
Move to approve.
We have a motion by Commissioner Williams. Who seconded? Second by Commissioner Mitchell. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is item 6B, approval of the purchase of a mobile emergency response center, MERC, from Comprehensive Communication Services LLC in the amount of $608,977.50 through the Buy Board Cooperative Contract 714-23.
Move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Mitchell. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 6C, approve the renewal of SailPoint Identity Security Cloud Business Plus from Carasoft Technology Corp. for a 3-year agreement in the amount of $369,814.23 through the Texas Department of Information Resources DIR Cooperative Contract DIR CPO 5175. Motion by Commissioner Mitchell, second by Commissioner Edmondson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is item 6D, and we're going to revise the language here, which to read the name of the vendor, which is item 6D, approval of award of ITB 262907 Shady Shores Road Project to Sterling Delaware Holding Company, and any appropriate action. Motion by Commissioner Mitchell, second by Commissioner Williams. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 6E, approval to replace and surplus a 2021 Chevrolet Silverado pickup CP21504 with a 2026 Chevrolet Tahoe PPV for Constable Precinct 1 as recommended by the Vehicle Assessment Committee.
Move to approve.
We have a motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Edmondson. Any discussion?
Yes, sir, real quick, if you don't mind. Unfortunately, we did get that vehicle back, but it had been smoked in heavily. And the constable that we appointed tried everything they possibly could to get the smoke out, but obviously he's allergic to the smoke, and nobody in his department smokes either. So it made all the sense in the world to go ahead and replace that vehicle, unfortunately. And we do have a policy that you're not allowed to smoke in vehicles within the county. And Sheriff, I appreciate you making sure your folks do it appropriately, because this is the first time I've dealt with it since being on the committee. So nevertheless, that is the reason behind that. And I do want to say thank you to the VAC committee and Scott and his people for getting that handled very quickly, actually.
All right, perfect. We have a motion and a second. Any other comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is item 7A, a report for miscellaneous equipment and software services is presented for recording purposes only. Next, let's proceed to item 7B, approval of budget amendment request 2026300 for the county clerk records management to transfer $120,000 from county clerk's records management fund balance to technology software services to cover the cost of a new commissioner's court record search software solution for the county clerk's office.
Move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Mitchell. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 7C, approval of budget amendment request 2026303 for the county clerk records management to transfer $394,700 from the county clerk records management fee to technology software services to cover the cost of new software solution for the Denton County Courts Department. Motion by Commissioner Mitchell, second by Commissioner Edmondson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 7D, approval of budget amendment request 2026306 for the county jail to transfer $266,306 from salary assistance to overtime cash option outside of the budget amendment, and human resources policy funds are needed to cover overtime for 3 pay periods in the month of May and in June. And any appropriate, for the month of May, and any appropriate action. Motion by Commissioner Edmondson, second by Commissioner Williams. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 7E, approval of budget amendment request 2026307 for public health, jail health to transfer $163,300 from unappropriated contingency to inmate medical expense, cover incurred and anticipated medical expenses for the remainder of the fiscal year.
Move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Mitchell. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 7F, approval of budget amendment request 2026308 for probate court administration to transfer $130,000 from unappropriated contingency to court-appointed attorneys to cover the increase in mandatory court-appointed representation costs due to higher case filing volumes and an increase in attorney fees. Motion by Commissioner Mitchell. Second by Commissioner Edmondson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 7G, approval of budget amendment request 2026311 for the Department of Technology Services to transfer $26,436 from unappropriated contingency. Whoop. Scratch that. Let's do that double take. Let's do 7G's approval of budget amendment request 2026311 for the Department of Technology Services to transfer $26,436 from Information Technology, Judicial, Public Safety, and Courts Technology Software Services to Technology Capital to allocate funding for a U.S. National Defense Authorization Act compliant small and unmanned aircraft systems for operational use by the Denton County Sheriff's Office.
Move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Williams.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Edmondson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 7H, approval of budget amendment request 2026312 for sheriff's facilities to transfer $90,000 from the county jail out of county inmate expenses to maintenance management and $38,241 from various spend categories within the law enforcement facility to plumbing supplies for a total transfer of $124,241 to cover a deficit in the spend categories and any appropriate action. Motion by Commissioner Mitchell. Second by Commissioner Edmondson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is item 8A, a report from Human Resources regarding hiring actions of elected officials. This is presented for recording purpose only. Mr. Hernandez.
Judge, Commissioners, good morning. We have one promotion in the County Auditor's Office, one promotion in Constable Precinct 4, 2 promotions in Juvenile Probation, 9 promotions in the Sheriff's Office, 1 new hire in the Sheriff's Office, which is a Detention Officer 1, and 1 new hire in the Tax Office. That's it for this week.
Perfect. Thank you. Again, that is presented for recording purposes only. Let's go to item 9A, which is approval of submission of the Denton County WIC Perinatal Mental Health Navigation Project Grant Application. We have a motion by Commissioner Mitchell.
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Edmondson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is item 10A. We will pull item 10A from the agenda today. We'll consider it in a future meeting. Next is item 10B, approval of the request to hold a public hearing on July the 28th, 2026 at 9 a.m. for the replat of Savannah Phase 1. This is lots 1R, 2R, 3R, Block 1. This is 9.519 acres located in Commissioner Precinct 1.
I'll move to approve.
We have a motion by Commissioner Williams, second. Who's second by Commissioner Mitchell. Any discussion?
Yes, sir, real quick, I just want to make sure everybody understands there's no action being taken other than allowing this to become a public hearing on that date.
Perfect, thank you. All right, we have a motion and a second. Any other comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is item 10C, approval of preliminary road acceptance of Cassius Mill Phase 2. This is located in Commissioner Precinct 1.
Move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Mitchell. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 13A, which is approval of converting one program manager Veterans Corps position from a temporary position to a permanent position to be funded through salary attrition until funding is allocated through the budget process or a budget amendment in any appropriate action.
Move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Edmondson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is item 13B. This is approval of a request to submit a grant application to the Office of Justice Programs and the Bureau of Justice Assistance. This is a BGA for the fiscal year 2025 State Criminal Alien Assistance Program in the amount of $400,000 plus or minus under application ID grant 14679-178 at any appropriate action. Motion by Commissioner Mitchell. Chair will second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. We'll do 13C a little bit later in the meeting. Let's go to item 14A, approval of the agreement of construction for the Horn Building entry door remodel. This is CSP 252898 between Denton County, Texas and the G2 General Contractors LLC in an amount of $2,057,176.49, which amount includes a contingency allowance, $196,732, with funding to come from Fund 8084 CC 90200 SC 90003 PR 9010 PRJCV 1020. This is the 2020 tax note building permanent improvement as recommended by the Denton County Purchasing Director.
Move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Mitchell. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 14B, approval of full service deputy agreement between Denton County, Texas and the Dealer Services Network of North Texas LLC under 43 Texas Administrative Code 217163 as recommended by the Denton County Tax Assessor Collector. The chair will move for approval. Seconded by Commissioner Edmondson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. I want to thank our Dawn Way, our Tax Assessor Collector, and her team for all their good efforts on this. I appreciate it. I think it'll be an opportunity to bring a new and innovative way to provide services here to our residents. So thank you. Next is item 14C, approval of the 2026 interlocal agreement for the professional services between the counties of Tarrant, Dallas, Denton, Parker, and the North Texas Tollway Authority as members of the Public Employee Benefit Cooperative of North Texas. This is the PEBC and the North Central Council, that's a missing a word there, North Central Texas Council of Governments, with Denton County agreeing to pay the sum of $202,248.61 with funding to come from the Employee Benefit Plan. The chair will move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion by the chair, second by Commissioner Williams. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Next is 14D, approval of change order number 4 to the software license and service agreement with Mark 43 Incorporated for the addition of the Brief AI and Report AI modules of the RMS system for the period of July 1st, 2026 through November the 29th, 2027, the amount of $132,579 with funding to come from Fund 1001 CC 20920 SC 54061 Technology Software Services. This is PR 2075 Public Safety and Courts Technology as recommended by the Denton County Sheriff and Denton County Technology Services Department.
Move to approve.
We have a motion by Commissioner Williams, second by Commissioner Edmondson. Any discussion?
Yes, sir, if you don't mind real quick.
Yes.
You know, after we had this on the agenda and we pulled it because we hadn't had much information, I do want to say I appreciate Chief coming up and explaining to me exactly what it was and what the plan was going forward, and that we're not locked into some, you know, long-term agreement here. This is actually an opportunity for them to kind of beta test it, if you will. And so we only have this agreement till the 2027, November 29th, 2027. And so we'll see how it goes. They feel like there's obviously some pretty big benefit to it. And I want to make that clear. So thank you, Chief, for coming to me with that.
Perfect, good, thank you. Next, let's go to item 17, which is community updates. We'll start with Commissioner Precinct 1.
Thank you, Judge. Oh,
Which one?
sorry.
Oh, we do have a motion and a second. Any other comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. All right, go
Okay.
ahead.
Let's see here. Let me get my notes together. Start off with some. Okay. Start off with a little bit of sad news. Obviously, we have had a little rash of law enforcement officers that have passed away in the line of duty. We have Deputy Soretto was killed during a DWI crash investigation last weekend on I-45. While responding to the call, she was hit by a heavy-duty commercial truck pulling a trailer. The young lady was only 24 years old and had been with the Sheriff's Department there for 6 years, so obviously she was a detention officer at some point in time. And then we lost a trooper out in West Texas, Sergio Romero, unfortunately was going after a speeder and unfortunately had an accident as well. An 18-wheeler pulled out in front of him. So it's been pretty tough for the law enforcement community, but we want to say that we're prayers with those families. And then I want to say congratulations to everybody that got promotions this week, and especially to Stephen Flanagan in Precinct 4. Since our appointment that we put into the constable's office, that position opened up, and in Constable Fletcher's office, and congratulations to him. And then obviously to all these detention officers that went from Detention Officer 1 to Detention Officer 2. There's quite a few of them. And just real quick, a couple things. This is a little unusual for me, but I do want to say Aubrey, Pilot Point, and Prosper are having their Independence Day celebrations. Not that the others haven't. Sanger, we had ours this past weekend, which was excellent. But Aubrey's is July 4th, Pilot Point's is July 4th, and then Prosper, it says they do a July 2nd from 5 to 10 p.m. So everybody get out, enjoy. Please realize, check your local laws of where you can and cannot shoot fireworks. And obviously it's been a little dry, so make sure we're a little smart with how we handle them, and maybe have fire extinguishers, located nearby, because if you do start a fire and it causes damage, you will be liable. And so nevertheless, that's it. Everybody have a wonderful 4th of July. Thank you, Judge.
Perfect. Thank you, Commissioner Mitchell.
Okay. Thank you, Judge. We have several events that's happening around Precinct 3, but I'd really like to highlight the event we went to last week, us and some of the women, Amplify Her series at Texas University. Guest speaker was Catherine Huckabee with the book that says Nobody Starts Ready. And one of the ideas that I really liked, it says, legacy is not what you do along the way, it's about who you bring along. We also have celebration in Copper Canyon, 4th of July celebration, July 4th, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Flower Mound, the Road to Independence, June 30th, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Happy Birthday, America, July 2nd, Flower Mound. Independence Day Children's Parade, and that's going to be at the Timber Creek Road. Parade started at Eden on July 4th at 10:15 a.m. Independence Fest, Flower Mound, Duncan Lane, and Bakersfield Park. Louisville Red, White in Louisville, July 1st, 7 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. That's on a Wednesday. I also want to highlight the fact that Louisville was named the Boomtown. Smart Asset has named America's biggest boom towns, and Louisville landed on the list as number 5. According to Smart Asset, from 2019 to 2024, Louisville saw a 24% increase in housing unit, while its labor force grew by 23%. Smart Asset also determined that Louisville economic output grew at a compound annual rate of 6.7%. I want to highlight also a Flower Mound young lady. Hold on a minute, I'm sorry, I lost it. Where is she? Oh, well. I apologize. I don't have that right now. But I wanted to honor a Flower Mound young lady that was doing some great work in Flower Mound. And she's a young lady that's helping other students. And I just want to acknowledge her. Look her up while I'm doing mine. Okay, and I'll come back. I'll come back to her, Judge. Thank you.
Perfect. Commissioner Edmondson.
Well, like everybody else, we've got a lot of July 4th celebrations. Some of them, however, are taking place on July 3rd. Roanoke, for example, from 5 to 10 is having their All-American Fireworks and Festival, and Southlake on the 3rd from 5 to 11, their Town Square.
You have that?
And then back to the rest of us who are doing July 4th. Double Oak has a parade and picnic. Crum has their annual Crum 4th Fest. And then Trophy Club has July 4th all day, a festival and a parade, etc. And then Ropes and Ranch does a parade on July 4th that I'm always privileged to be a part of. And it's going to be at 9 o'clock. It goes down Ed Robeson Boulevard, makes a U-turn, and comes back. So any of you who'd like to come see a lot of decorated golf carts and that kind of thing, we'd love to have you come. Thank you, Judge.
Okay, Judge, I found it.
Perfect. Commissioner Mitchell.
I'd like to recognize and honor Madeline Modesta. She's going to become a doctor, but what she's doing right now is helping teen kids help face life challenges. She's 16 and she's already earned an internship this summer at Children's Health Andrews Institute Spine Center in Plano. Congratulations, Madeline, I'm sorry, I can't get her name right. I can't
Perfect.
talk this morning.
It's all right. Just a couple of things. I want to remind individuals that are watching that the towns and cities across Denton County do not permit the personal fireworks. So I just wanted to kind of echo what Commissioner Williams was saying. But we have lots of public displays of fireworks and to celebrate this a special milestone in the life of the county. So I want to encourage people to participate in that. And we have a full listing of those in our different newsletters that are going out from the commissioners across the county. I'd like to give a shout out to some Argyle Police Department officers, Humphreys and Rogers. They made a vehicle stop this week, and the driver was unable to complete. They were doing deliveries, and they were unable to complete the deliveries, and so the officers went and delivered the groceries to the individual where they were going, and so they went and completed the delivery on behalf of the driver who was unable to complete the stop. And I just wanted to give a big shout out to them and tell them thank you so much. Here in Denton, again, we have our Yankee Doodle Parade, and the courthouse on the square will be open. And I want to use this opportunity to thank our facilities department for doing a great job of decorating multiple county buildings to celebrate this milestone in the life of the country, and thank them for all that they're doing. There is going to be the 50-plus Stars and Stripes celebration on July the 3rd at the Senior Center at 2:30 to 4 here in Denton. And then the Denton Noon Kiwanis Club is having their annual fireworks show, which will be at the North Texas Fairgrounds, North Carroll Boulevard. And that's from 6 to 10 on July 4th. So let's go to executive session. We have a few items to discuss today, which is one is 15A, Texas Government Code 5510711A, consultation with attorney and closed meeting when the governmental body seeks the advice of its attorney about pending or contemplated litigation regarding 426 CV 00625 David Rashid Ali versus Denton County, Texas et al. In the Eastern District Court of Texas. Item 15B is Texas Government Code 5510711A, consultation with attorney and closed meeting when the governmental body seeks the advice of the attorney about pending litigation in cause number 14137716026, styled the County of Denton, Texas versus Victoria Johnson et al., currently pending in 141st Judicial District Court of Tarrant County, Texas. And pardon me. Item 15C, Texas Government Code 5510745A1. Personnel matters affecting the county advisory body, closed meeting, deliberate the appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, or dismissal of a member of an advisory body to wit the Denton County Public Health Advisory Committee in any appropriate action. And item 15D, Texas Government Code 551072, deliberation regarding real property, closed meeting, deliberate the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property if deliberation in open meeting would have a detrimental effect on position of a governmental body in negotiations with a third person. This is at 10:01, and we are in executive session.